Alright, so if you're going to do this with the zip tie versus the actual link, I would make sure you leave a little gap like that between the two, and make sure you don't use a zip tie that's so fat that the teeth won't be able to get past it when it's trying to get on it. It's not going to need to get all the way in there, and we're not looking for it to get 100% in there. We're just looking for it not to be so to the point it's going to actually kick it off of the trail. We want to be nice and easy. And right, I'm going to put this here. What I'm going to do is slowly pull this bad boy like that and feed it in at the same time. Give me a second. All right, so we easily pulled it out. See, we got the chain wrapped through. We got our little link. Keep on pulling. And boom, we're here. Right? See that? It's not tight, it's loose, there's a gap. So when the teeth that's supposed to hit here, it has enough space to hit here, flex this a little bit, grab the next one and keep on moving. Alright? Easy peasy. Now, so we got our new chain. We're not done yet, right? So next stage is we're gonna get, now we gotta put our actual kit on and put our tire on and measure exactly how we need our chain, which link we're gonna have to cut out. Cut you guys back on. All right, the next thing is gonna be the brake line. Right before we start messing around here and getting stuff in our way, we need to just remove this and get it back where it needs to be. So our brake line is pretty simple, straightforward. Right, we got our line coming right here. Right, S it around, boom, just like a car. Same difference. Only thing we gotta do is unscrew this bad boy, take it off, put the new one on, and tuck the new one in the old position. Might have to use zip ties for right now, or we can get this a little rubber piece to fit on there and slide in here, then we can do that. But we're not really worried about that part. We're about just getting this thing out of our way now and getting the brake line installed so that we can move this back out of the way. Now you see, you notice right here, there's a, right here, the stabilizing link right here for the brake. We're gonna need to either extend this, right? Let's see. Extend this, right? So what we're gonna do right now, we're not worried about extending this right now at this moment. We're just worried about relocating it. So we're gonna take this off, unbolt it. We're gonna unbolt this bad boy. We're gonna move it, put our new line on, get everything set up where it's supposed to be. And we can't extend this until we know exactly where we're gonna place our tire. So this is just gonna be taken out and removed for right now. We're in the test fitting stage, so we don't need that. That's just in the way. So we're gonna disconnect that really quick. Then we're gonna do, typically, you know, remove this. Let's see. Remove, I can't be seeing there. Remove this bolt, and that's gonna remove this piece right here, and that's the whole brake line that's gonna come off. We're gonna take our new brake line and put it on. We're not gonna worry about the fluid coming out and air getting in the lines. We're gonna catch the little fluid that comes out. We're not gonna squeeze the brakes or do anything with the brakes. We're gonna leave that alone. That's easy, easy, easy work. We're going to install our new lines, and then once we get our size and we get everything matched up and we're ready to put the bike back together, I'll show you how to breach your brake lines. Same thing as a car, but I'll show you guys how to do that process. First, let's get this line off and get it replaced. I'll cut you guys back. All right, here's a keynote. When you're removing this from the brake line, just be careful with it. Inspect it. See if we can get in there. See those little brass? I don't even think these are brass. They might be stainless. But you see these little crush washers? Just be careful taking it apart. You see how good? Be careful with this bolt because you need to reuse it. You can reuse those crush washers as long as you don't mess them up. Put any scratches or any dents in them. And then when you go to put it back, just make sure you actually clean it really well so there's nothing, no grit or anything that's trapped in there that you squish and then it create a leak. Other than that, it's easy. Pop that bad boy off. Your line comes off. All right, get this out of here. Line comes off. We're gonna go ahead and get our line out of here. All right. And now we're gonna disconnect this bad boy real quick. We're gonna take the whole link off and we'll measure for the new length after we get it all mounted. So we're just gonna pop that off, pop this off. Then we're gonna pull this bad boy out. And while we have it out, we're gonna put a quick little black paint job on it. All right, so second thought, I'm not gonna paint this black. My wheel is gonna be black or blue. I might when I get the new set of wheels. So right now I'm digging the black, so I'm not gonna paint this black because then it won't have any contrast. And I don't know if I'm gonna go with the blue wheels yet. So for right now, I'm just gonna clean this up, not worry about painting it. Switch out this brake line, put the new brake line on, and that's it. We'll put it back up, we'll get it all mounted. And then what we'll do is once we get to the point where I'm making that decision 240 kit or not, then I'll make a decision of which wheels I buy. Because I'm not gonna buy 2 brand new sets of wheels just to use one of them, so I might as well just wait, run these factories. I'll cut you guys back. All right, 2 quick tips. I went ahead and cleaned this thing. Not perfectly, but the best I'm gonna clean it right now because I don't really give a shit. And next tip is I was able to take this piece off of this factory brake line. Right? It's just a rubber piece that holds it. My new line, it's a lot thinner, so it's not gonna stay in place. So I'm gonna show you a little trick. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get this line set up on the bike. I'm gonna go ahead and like get it in the position where I know I want it. I'm gonna take a little bit of electrical tape, and wherever that position is that I want it, I'm gonna take the electrical tape and wrap it on here. And I'm gonna put this piece on, right? Like so. Electrical tape is gonna be in the middle, and then on the ends, put a little bit of silicone, black or clear, but don't put a different color because it'll stand out. Put black silicone and clear silicone, pack it in this little hole, clean off the excess. The tape is just gonna make it snug, but the silicone, once it dries, is actually gonna hold it on the place, on the line in place where it's mounted on the frame. Easy little tip. We're gonna take this bad boy. It's already cleaned up. Make sure you don't take this off unless you're done cleaning because you don't want to get water in here. So now I'm gonna mount this line onto here, then mount it on there, do that little trick, and it's ready to be bled. The system is ready to be bled right here. I'll get you guys there in a second. All right, real quick review of the actual extensions themselves, just for those who don't know, right? So this is the top of the extension, just a piece of solid aluminum with a hole in the center, right? And how it mounts is these 2 bolts, right? These 2. Pull these bolts out. This is like a big ass bolt / washer. And this little piece right here, or this little piece that's mounted to the aluminum, just carved out of aluminum, should I say, slides into this opening where you would put your bolt, right? Slides in like that, boom. Now, this piece slides in. Got a bunch of grease on there. Take the grease. Alright. Right, so this just slides in like so, right? And then on the inside, that's where we have our big plate something like a washer in these bolts holding it in place. And it sandwiches it. And then this is cut to be exactly the same size as here, right? So when you slide it in, it fits in there really nice and snug and tight, which creates your support. And then this is keeping it mounted into the hole, right? So when I hear people talking about how strong or is it safe or all this other stuff about these extensions, put it this way. These extensions are made to change your fulcrum point of the weight from that center bolt and move it to wherever your extension is. And this is going to be the new, this is essentially where your fulcrum point was, all the pressure was, and it is still pressure here, but the way it is fit in there like a puzzle and is locked in, it just changed that point to out here. If you were to snap these off for some kind of way, you have fucked up so bad that that's like probably the least of your worries. Your worries are going to be way past how you broke those, and this is not breaking, so it doesn't even matter, right? Only way you can have a problem, this is very important, is if these screws back their way out, right? Because this is like that, right? If these back their way out, then you will have a problem. So I recommend when you put these in, because there's no crush washers or lock washers or anything, you use the red Loctite on all the threads until and just clean off all the excess. But use Loctite on these bolts, right? Tighten them up to spec and use your Loctite. Don't put them in without using any kind of locking sealant on the threads, because your only point of failure is going to be these bolts coming out and you're going to be fucked. So I dropped a lot of F-bombs this go around, but that's the truth. This is not breaking, that's not breaking. These bolts could come out and then you're in a bad place. So Loctite these bolts and you're safe and you're good to go.